to do is pick up a little bit of foundation and I'm going to pump that on the back of my hand. And the brush that I'm going to be using is the flat top kabuki brush. This brush from the range really allows you to buff the product into your skin. I know that we are used to using traditional flat topped foundation brush, but these brushes are actually the right way to do foundation. What I'm going to do is buff the foundation into the skin. You want to use a bit of a tapping motion rather than the motion of swiping the product around your face. So it's important to tap your foundation onto the skin. As you can tell, I've just done the foundation and I'm looking completely washed out. So what you want to do now is you want to pick up your brush that is slightly angled on the side and you want to go into a bronzing product. This is the step that you're going to be doing your contouring with. A lot of people get confused with bronzing and contouring, but basically you want to pick up a shade that is 2 shades darker than your natural skin tone, go into the contour product, the bronzer product, and you want to place the brush between the top of your ear and the end of your brow. You want to place your brush in the hollow of the cheek and start building in what is called a contour. I'm just taking that same brush and I'm running that product along my lower jawline as well. You can already start to see the shape that process is giving my face. I'm taking that same bronzer and I'm just going to pop it onto my forehead as well. All of this is done with my angled brush still. I haven't changed brushes or swapped out brushes or anything like that. This does allow me to have quite a lot of control of the brush, and if you can tell, it's looking so beautifully blended out. I'm just going to go ahead and do the exact same thing to the other side of my face. When you try this for yourself, you might notice that that line becomes quite predominant on your cheek. So I'm actually going to pick up my big brush, which is generally called a powder brush. This is what we would usually use to set our makeup, but I also like to use it to blend out any harsh lines. So I'm going to go over those areas and blend them out. Make sure there's unity on the face and you don't actually see contouring. That is a big secret when it comes to makeup, is you want to make sure that you're really removing all of those lines and you're not actually seeing contouring. Contouring needs to create shape and structure in the face and not actually be seen when you look at somebody. Let's talk blusher. I love nothing more than a beautiful bronzy orangey blusher. I picked this one up because it matches my skin tone. I've got blue eyes and I have obviously got orange hair, so anything that's within the orange tone works really well with my skin tone. I'm going to go ahead and pick up that same powder brush and I'm going to go into my blusher. I'm going to smile and just apply that blusher to the apples of my cheek. Sometimes when you've just applied your foundation, you can look slightly washed out, and this is really going to bring the life back to your cheek area. The brush is super soft, and I'm able to really get that blusher in the right position. The next little step is concealer, and I'm actually going to be using this brush for my concealer. You might be saying, Storm, that is 100% an eyeshadow brush, but because of its shape and because it's so flat and domed, we actually want to use this for concealer. It gives you the perfect amount of control and it helps you to really conceal those areas that you don't want to be seen. I'm going to be placing that concealer underneath my eye area because what we want to do is we want our concealer to actually lift our eyes up. So I'm going to apply it, and then a little trick is I'm going to take my foundation brush that I have used before to obviously do my whole foundation, and I'm going to blend it in with that brush. Again, why do I like to use my foundation brush for this? It is because I'm able to really push the product into the skin and get that perfect buff. You can instantly see how this side of my face looks lifted in comparison to that side. If you're feeling like that side of your face is a little bit ghostly, I'm going to go in again with my powder brush into a little bit of that blusher, and I'm just going to go over the area and create a little bit more balance. That has not only given me an instant facelift on the side, but it's also blurred all those natural lines that I have underneath my eye area. I'm going to just go ahead and do the exact same thing to the other side. I'm going to give you guys another little makeup secret. Again, with that contour brush we used earlier, I'm going to go into my bronzer, and I'm actually going to run a little bit of my bronzer on either side of my nose. What does this do? It basically just brings my nose in slightly, and it creates an illusion that the hollow between my brow and my nose is a little bit elongated, which in turn helps my eyes to look a little bit bigger and bring my nose in. Just going to blend that bronzer really, really lightly over that area. A question us makeup artists ask our clients and models all the time is, what time of the day do they start to get shiny? If your answer is 12 o'clock, it means that you have a slightly oilier skin type. If you are one of those people, you want to go into some kind of setting powder with your powder brush again, and you want to go over those areas that you do get oily. You want to just do a really light dust so that you don't look overly caked, but you are still combating those natural oils that start to come through. Next step is we're going to move on to eyes. These are my two favorite types of eyeshadow brushes. We've got our big top jewel fiber brush. Jewel fiber means it's got a combination of hairs, and then you've got your slightly more natural fiber looking brush. I love these two for eyeshadow. Okay, let's get started on eyeshadow. So I've selected an eyeshadow palette that has a whole lot of variations of tones, but the main tone that you can see are warm tones. Why I like to use warm tones is because I have blue eyes, and everything I want to do, I want to enhance my eye color. The first thing I'm going in with is the jewel fiber brush, and I'm going to pick up a little bit of a maroony shade, and I'm going to take that all over my eye area. I'm going to close my eyes. I'm going to start in the inner corner, and I'm almost going to pat the shadow on, and then in circular blending motions, I'm going to start blowing that eyeshadow out. You want to make sure you're concentrating a lot of your energy on that crease so you don't have a weird eyeshadow line happening. Can you already start to tell how much bigger and more awake this eye looks in comparison to that eye? And that is purely because I've applied a shadow that not only works with my eye color, but works with my skin tone too. So I've taken that brush and I've really, really blended it upwards. I'm going to go ahead and apply this exact same shadow to the other side. I'm going to pick up that slightly smaller eyeshadow brush, and I'm going to go into a shade that is 2 shades darker than the original shade that I chose. I'm going to focus all of this eyeshadow on the outer corner. Why am I applying the darker shadow like this? Is because what I want to do is create depth on my eye and almost make it seem like I have more of a crease to open up my eye area. I'm going to go ahead and do the exact same thing on the other eye. What I'm going to do now is pick up a very gold glittery shade, and I'm going to go in with another eyeshadow brush that is slightly more flat. We call this a domed eyeshadow brush. So I've picked up a little bit of that shimmer shadow, and I'm going to build it onto my lid area. I'm going to pack it on the lid. Can you guys notice how I'm just packing on the shadow in a tapping motion instead of swiping it all over the eye area? If I end up swiping it, it's going to get lost with all that other shadow, and all that depth creation I've already done is not going to mean anything. In your honey makeup set, you also have 2 different angled brushes. We want to reserve our smaller angled brush for our eye and our slightly bigger angled brush for our brows. So I'm going to go in with the smaller brush, and I'm just picking up a little tub of eyeliner. This is a gel liner. Why I like to use this is it often lasts so much longer on the eye area. I'm picking up a little bit of that gel liquid liner, and I'm just going to take just as much as I need. I'm then going to simply just frame the top of my lash line. This is going to make my lashes look a whole lot thicker and in turn make the eye makeup look come together and create beautiful balance and unity. At this step, you can actually go in and add a really dramatic winged liner if you want it to be a little bit more sultry for the evening. This for me is perfect for the daytime, and you can already see if you compare my two eyes, the definition that's happening in this eye compared to this eye. I love this little brush because it gives me so much control of how much eyeliner is going on and how much I'm actually able to frame that eye. I'm gonna go ahead and do the other side. You'll notice that the liner I'm using is not actually a jet black. It's a very, very dark brown. And the reason I've picked this up is because, again, I wanted to complement the rest of my face and I don't want my eyes to overpower my look entirely. Highlighter, one of my most favorite steps. This is the step where you pick up products and they are slightly more illuminating products, which are actually going to help just bring your cheekbones forward. We all want good cheekbones, and all you have to do is take your brush. I'm taking the slightly dome powder looking brush. This is definitely smaller than our powder brush because we need more control. So I'm going into my products, I'm dusting it off, and I'm really focusing on my cheekbone area. Can you guys already start to see that glow that's coming through? I'm also going to take a little bit of those highlighting products and take them down the bridge of my nose, onto my cupid's bow, and then in the center of my chin. Ideally, we want to bring the center of our face forward and our cheekbones forward to create more structure overall on the face. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side, making sure that both cheekbones are popping in the exact same way. To finish off this look, I'm going to go in with my red lip liner from Honey, as well as my red lip gloss. I must say, I really love this lip gloss. It has a really good balance of both red and pink, so you'll find that this will probably work for most skin tones. I'm just going to go in over my whole face with setting spray. Why I love setting spray is it breaks the barrier between the makeup and the skin and helps your makeup to look a little bit more natural and a little bit more like skin. I'm just going to finish it off with my brand new Ultimate fragrance, and I'm going to just simply spray it, and I'm done for the night. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I really hope you enjoy seeing the Honey makeup brushes in action. I have really enjoyed getting to use them, and in this makeup look I literally used every single one. So don't be scared to really get in there and try and use all your different brushes. There is no rule when it comes to makeup brushes. As long as you're getting the exact result you're looking for from the brush you're using, then you're doing a good job. Go ahead, try it out, try this look, and I would love to see you tag us on Instagram, tag @HoneyFashionAccessories, or use the hashtag HoneyFashionAccessories, and you never know, you might even be featured on Honey's page.